Hello everybody and welcome back to KnowledgeGainz. Today we are going to be talking about the book called Contagious by Jonah Berger. This is an amazing book that fed my curiosities and can be extremely useful in application, especially in the world that we live in today. The book consists of several chapters, all following the acronym STEPS, as in STEPPS. And this is the steps to virality of an idea, business, video, blog post, or whatever you name it. You don't need every single one of these steps in order to induce virality, but the more you have, the better odds you have. Contagious asks the questions: why do things catch on? Why do some things get talked about more than others? What makes something go viral? Today, we're going to answer those questions with the 6 ways to make your idea go viral. We're going to start with the first letter of the acronym S. The S in the acronym STEPS stands for social currency. Self-sharing, or sharing things about ourselves, takes up about 40% of all the conversations that we have. We tell our friends about the last pair of shoes that we bought that happened to be on a crazy sale, or the amazing restaurant we just went to. People spend hours blogging about their experiences, vlogging about their days, posting on Instagram about the highlights of their life, and posting updates on Facebook and Twitter to fill everyone in on how their day is going. But why do we have the tendency to do this? And why is it impossible to not share? Neuroscientists at Harvard wanted to find this out, so they hooked participants up to a brain scanner and had them talk about themselves and then about others. When participants would share information about themselves, the part of their brain that responds to rewards like sex and food also activated. We are literally wired to self-share. This is where social currency comes into play. Jonah Berger says that, and I quote, "People prefer sharing things that make them seem entertaining rather than boring, clear rather than dumb, or hip rather than dull. People use social currency, much like money, to achieve desired positive impressions among their friends, families, and colleagues." So you want to give people a way to look good while also promoting your products and ideas. For example, think of Apple. What a brilliant idea to put their Apple logo on every single laptop and have it light up too, so everyone can see it. Not only does having a Mac put you in the in group, but it's also free advertising for Apple. Social pressures are some of the strongest influencers out there. So if everyone is using a Mac and all your friends are using a Mac, and you can tell that they are by looking at the computer, you're more likely to go out and buy one, because if everyone else is using it, it must be good. There are many things that feed into social currency, but today we're just going to talk about 2 of them, and they are inner remarkability and insiders. According to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, remarkable is defined as something unusual or surprising and is likely to be noticed. The powerful thing about remarkable things is that they are worthy of mention. Remarkable things provide social currency because the people who share remarkable things seem more remarkable to their friends or family, or to a date possibly. It makes us seem more fun to talk to, more likely to get invited back, and it makes us seem more extraordinary, no matter how subtle the thing might be. Remarkable things simply get shared more. So how do we make our product or idea remarkable? Can our product do something that no one else thought was possible? Remarkable things don't have to be the newest high-tech products or blockbuster movies. The great thing about remarkability is that it can be applied to almost anything. You just have to think, well, what stands out? This book talks about blend tech, and I'm sure you've seen the viral video of "Will it blend?" A blender shredding a brand new iPhone or marbles or an entire baseball bat to pieces is just so remarkable that we have to hit the share button. And that's how blend tech got millions of people talking about just a boring blender. Let's now move on to insiders. We want to make people feel like insiders, but how? Scarcity and exclusivity play a huge role in making things catch on. It makes things seem more desirable. Both of these 2 things boost word of mouth by making people feel like insiders. Telling others about products or deals makes us look good because having insider knowledge is social currency. Why do you think secrets rarely seem to stay secrets? We can't resist the urge to tell somebody because we have that insider knowledge, the knowledge that's scarce and exclusive. This is the whole idea behind insiders. We just have to find a way to trigger these things, to make our product seem more scarce than it really is, and to use the do not tell policy because people just want to share things that they think they shouldn't be. Let's talk about the next letter in STEPS, which is a T. The T stands for triggers, and this concept is vital for making your product or idea go viral. No matter how remarkable or extraordinary your product is, if there is no social or environmental triggers, it will never be shared. Triggers are exactly what they seem. They are things in our everyday life that cause us to, talk. Most conversations would be considered small talk. We chat at our kids' soccer games or with coworkers in the break room or colleagues in the classroom. And the interesting thing about these conversations is that they are less about making us look good and they are more just about trying to fill in empty conversational space. So in these situations, what do? We talk about, whatever is on top of our mind. We talk about the news or the game last night. And what we want to do with our products or slogans is cleverly place them within these mundane, regular, everyday items and use them as a crutch to trigger our products. Associating our products with coffee or dogs or dishes might be just what we need to boost word of mouth and have our idea take off. The next letter in the acronym is E, and E stands for emotion, and the premise for this is pretty simple. We are more likely to share things that trigger strong emotions rather than moderate ones. Things that leave us in awe or make us laugh or are exciting are just as powerful as things that make us angry or anxious. To find an example of this, all I had to do was scroll through my newsfeed on Facebook. Every time I'm on Facebook, I always come across a post about Donald Trump. And why is that? Donald Trump triggers strong emotions in people. For those who oppose him, it's anger. And for those supporting him, it's excitement. Donald Trump lives on these extremes, and that's why I've heard about him probably 10 times more than any other of the presidential candidates. Regardless of whether you like him or not, you have to agree on one thing. He knows how to get people talking. And for purposes of getting people to talk about our products, this is a recipe for success. Most marketing messages tend to focus strictly on facts and information. But if you want to be successful in spreading word of your company or idea, you must focus on emotion. We need to focus on feelings, which are the underlying emotions that motivate people to action. A good trick to finding the emotional cues to someone or something is coined by Chip and Dan Heath in their book, Made to Stick. What you want to do is first write down why you think people are doing something. Then ask, why is this important? Ask it 3 times. You'll notice that each time you drill down further and further, uncovering the emotion behind the action. In the book, they use the example of a search engine. Why is a search engine so important? Well, because people want to find information quickly. Why do they want to do that? So they can get the answers that they are looking for. But why do they want those answers? And this is where we get to the emotional triggers. They want to get answers so that they can connect with people, to teach others, to achieve their goals and fulfill their dreams. These are the things you want to trigger and hound on when sharing your idea and marketing your business. The first P stands for public. Our human instinct is to imitate, and making something more observable makes it easier to imitate. You want your idea to be public for everyone to see. The problem is that most products and behaviors are consumed privately. We want our products to advertise themselves when people consume or use them. Let me digress here for a second to emphasize the power of social pressures. Corrine Johansson at the University of Arizona was attempting to address the negative effects of binge drinking. And to do so, she posted ads in the newspaper and was posting flyers all over campus, but nothing seemed to be working. So she decided to just ask students how they felt about drinking. And surprisingly, she found that most students said they weren't comfortable with the drinking habits of their peers. Most said that they would enjoy a casual drink but weren't into binge drinking like they saw from most of their friends. But if most people were uncomfortable with drinking culture, then why is it happening in the first place? Because behavior is public and thoughts are private. When you look around in a college environment, you see a lot of drinking. You witness your peers drinking and seeming happy about it, so you'd assume that you're the outlier and that everyone else likes drinking more than you do. So what do you end up doing? You drink. But what you don't realize is that nearly everyone is having similar thoughts. Your peers are having the same experience, they see others drinking, so they do it too, and the cycle continues. By this example, we can see the true power of social pressure. If everyone has a new product and is telling you how amazing it is, you'd feel like an outlier if you don't have it. And you'd most likely go and buy that product or at least try it. Make your product observable. There is a true power in observability. If no one can see your product in use or can't identify it as yours, how can they use their natural instinct and imitate what their peers are doing? Play into this behavior and you may see an enormous change. The last letter S stands for stories. Why did the story of the Trojan horse survive and why has been passed on for thousands of years? Because stories carry things, either a lesson or a moral or a take-home message, but they are vehicles of transportation of knowledge. Stories are an important source of cultural learning that help us make sense of the world. Think about how people would acquire this information by other means. Trial and error, direct observation, or advertisements. These are all inefficient means of learning. Stories provide a quick and easy way for people to acquire lots of knowledge and in a vivid and engaging way. Stories give people an easy way to talk about products and ideas. What we need to do is build a narrative that people will share while talking about our idea or product along the way. Playing into this and utilizing this, just as Subway did with Jared and his story, could revolutionize your company and will undoubtedly increase your odds of success. Well, there you have it. The 6 ways to make your idea or business go viral. Thank you so much for your time. And as always, please like, comment, and share this video with friends and family so that together we can create a learning community and we can all strive for knowledge gains every single day. Take care, guys. See ya.